Good morning. We gather today for this very special person. We gather in person and by Zoom to welcome our newest members into our beloved community. My name is Lisa Anderson. My pronouns are she, hers, and I am your worship associate. There's only one little brief announcement. Oops, I'm not ready for that yet. Whoever you are, whoever you love, you are welcome here. We are a people of many beliefs, origins, sexualities, and genders. Now, the announcement. We are fast approaching our summer season. If you'd like to offer a summer service or help us plan for the summer, please talk with Jackie Trimble Shapiro. Jackie, where are you? Great. Thanks, Jackie. And now I invite you to turn off your devices or put them into what we call worship mode and settle into worship.
Good morning. My name is Joan Lane, and my pronouns are she and her. This week, the part of the service that we refer to as Loved, Living Our Values Every Day, focuses on the ways that we at USNH live our values within our congregation. The Connections team, formerly known as the membership team, embraces this challenge. Our team's purpose is to help integrate newcomers into our faith community by greeting them the first time that they come through our doors, or perhaps reach out to us electronically, through their period of exploring whether they find that USNH is a good fit for what they seek, hosting them at a prospective members class, and then welcoming them as new members if that's where their exploration takes them. We think of this journey as the pathway to membership. And that's what we celebrate today with the 12 new members that are being formally welcomed into the USNH family. Today's service has been developed by the Connections team with support from Worship Associate Lisa Anderson. The Connection team consists of our chair, Kathy Haskins, members Deb Smith, Patrick Korth, Kyle Manning, Jane Shaw, and me, Joan Lane. And we're joined in this celebration by our membership coordinator, Jane Farrell, as well as Director of Lifespan Education, Jesse Greist, and Board Chair, David Jones. So you will see in your order of service, the first of 4 connections, opportunities for you to make a personal connection with someone new to you. So for the first connection, which is only going to be 20 seconds long, please introduce yourself to someone sitting near you whom you don't already know, and just share your name and what town you live in. That's all. First connection. Wait, not yet, not yet, not yet. Okay, if you're at home, you can introduce yourself in the chat. Okay, time is up. 20 seconds are up. Thank you. Woo. Hey, folks, settle down. We're moving on.
Good morning. My name is Kyle Manning, and my pronouns are she and her. It is my great honor to join Joy and Jasper, who became members of USNH last fall as they light the chalice. And as we are called to worship, I'd like to share a poem by Kimberly Ann Tomzak Carlson entitled A Place of Belonging and Caring. It is not by chance that you arrived here today. You have been looking for something larger than yourself. Inside of you, there is a yearning, a calling, a hope for more, a desire for a place of belonging and caring. Through your struggles, someone nurtured you into being, instilling a belief in a shared purpose, a common yet precious resource that belongs to all of us when we share. And so you began seeking a beloved community, a people that does not put fences around love, a community that holds its arms open to possibilities of love, a heart home to nourish your soul and share your gifts. Welcome home. Welcome to worship.
My name is Jane Shaw, and my pronouns are she and her. Covenant lies at the center of how Unitarian Universalists gather in community. We are united not by a particular set of beliefs, but by the promises we make about how we will be together, how we will treat each other, and how we will seek to mend relationships when we fall short of our aspirations. To this end, we will strive to be open, warmly welcoming newcomers into our community, value differences, honoring the diversity of our spiritual paths, listen deeply, seeking to understand, use kind language, speaking with care and consideration, speak our truths, encouraging others to do the same, work with conflict, addressing differences with honesty and compassion, seek humor and joy, holding things lightly where we are able.
Please rise in body or in spirit to sing together hymn number 360, Here We Have Gathered.
Greetings, everybody. My name is Deb Smith. My pronouns, she, her, and I am another member of the Connections team. With me is Jane Farrell, and she is our membership coordinator here at USNH. This morning before the service, I had the honor of being present as new members signed our membership book. Now, we as a congregation will have the pleasure of collectively welcoming our new members into our beloved community, and these new members and others who have also joined this community in the last year. So we do this welcome before our youngest members go off to the classroom, because we feel that we are a total community and that everyone in our congregation can bear witness and share in this moment of joy. So with that.
First, a reminder of why one joins a Unitarian Universalist congregation in the first place. The Reverend Walter Royal Jones answers the question this way. You believe first in yourself, in the essential honesty of your mind and of your heart. Believing this, you do not fear to discover that other equally honest people may see things differently from the way you do. You can listen with benefit and share without presumption. Playing the role of Congregational President David Jones, me. You believe second in fellowship. You have come to see the worthiness of life as best unfolded, not in aloof solitude, not by nameless immersion in a multitude, but in the stimulating and rewarding encounter of persons. You would enter, therefore, into a religious dialogue with your companions, crossing all divisions of person, estate, and age, all cultures and times.
Finally, by taking part in this ceremony with us, by your thoughtful appraisals and suggestions, you help in our common endeavor. This dialogue, in its many patterns, is the worship that enriches our lives. So at this time, I invite all our new members to come up to the chancel and be welcomed. I encourage any family members that you have to join with you, and please bring your order of service with you. So if you would mind stepping back.
All right, so this is how we will proceed. Jane is going to call your name. You may step forward. Deb will offer everyone, just step, straight forward. Deb will offer everyone a small gift. These gifts are chalices that were made by our 5th and 6th graders in their religious education class. They were hand painted and glued together for you by by our 5th and 6th graders. And they are gorgeous. I have a picture, I'll put them up on our social media so you can see them afterwards. They symbolize our love and our gratitude for the unique collaborations that you bring to USNH. It says here, myself and David Jones, I will offer my hand as an extension of the welcome of the entire community. I ask that you remain here in the front so that the congregation can affirm your membership.
Okay. First, I do need to acknowledge Michael Faison and Michael and Jessica Meyer, who are also joining us this time, but they were not able to be here today, so we're going to welcome them next week. So I'd like to welcome Allison Dickin. Welcome Darcy Jeffrey. Welcome Marilyn Nolan. Thank you. Welcome Nick Jones.
Welcome.
Welcome Beth Bauer. And welcome Mark Bauer.
So now I ask that the members of USNH please rise in body or spirit and join our affirmation of inclusion, the words to which are in your order of service. They're called the Congregational Welcome. Let the congregation say with me, we, the members of the Unitarian Society of New Haven, welcome you as fellow members into our shared ministry. We accept and affirm you as you are. We invite you to grow with us in freedom and in the responsible search for truth and meaning. We call on you to work with us through the democratic process to build a world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. New members?
We covenant with you to create and nurture a culture of respect and kindness, and to engage in the spiritual and everyday practice of loving more generously. We enter this community with hope and possibilities in our hearts, pledging to participate in and support the ministries of this congregation.
All together. Now we travel together, guided by love, the journey of our lives. Our new members, folks. And as our new members return to our seats, any children and young people may come out to Children's Chapel at the end of the hall or 7th and 8th grade as we sing Our Roots Go Down by Sarah Purtle. Our roots go down, down to the earth, our roots go down, down to the earth, our roots go down, down to the earth, our roots go down. Our roots go down, down to the earth, our roots go down, down to the earth, our roots go down, down to the earth, our roots go down.
In this spiritual community, we remind ourselves each week that joy and woe are woven fine. Some of us bear burdens made lighter as others help us carry them. Some of us hold joys that shine more brightly as others reflect our delight. While we didn't receive particular joys and sorrows to be shared today, let's together take a moment to bear witness to all that the people of this congregation are holding in their hearts. Together, let us give thanks for this community of care. This is the time in the service when we ask you to financially support the ministries of this beloved community. Please give as generously as you are able. You can contribute on our website at usnh.org, mail a contribution to our physical address at 700 Hartford Turnpike, Hamden, Connecticut, or use the QR code in the order of service. And finally, there are collection plates near the exits of the sanctuary. Thank you.
Wow, that was amazing. Thank you. I'm Kathy Haskins. My pronouns are she and her, and my reading is The Grout by Marcus Hartleaf. The Unitarian Universalist congregation, where I served as an intern, made a mosaic tree of life the summer before I arrived. Congregants of all ages came together to craft the tree's leaves using bits and pieces of broken ceramic, jewelry, glass, and stone. There are many precious personal items in the tree, including fragments of the Berlin Wall, a father's watch face, pieces of great-grandmother's china, and a key to the front door of a loved home. Like the members of the community that brought them together, each part is imbued with memories and meaning. Each fragment holds a piece of truth. Unitarian Universalists are mosaic makers. We are people who bring together the broken pieces of our histories and the shining pieces of our seeking, and piece by piece, create a mosaic religion. Our tree of life is found in the stories of our living tradition. The bead from a transformational moment of worship at a youth conference. The bit of paper stamped with the blazing emblem of the Unitarian Service Committee that saved lives during World War II. The button or patch on a backpack that proudly proclaims the first justice issue that lit our souls on fire. But our mosaic making tells another story too, one that is often more difficult to see, one that is essential to the purpose of religious community, one that lies not in the beautiful and broken bits and pieces, but in the grout. Grout, the chalky, gritty stuff that is squeezed between the cracks of tiles. In a mosaic, the grout holds the image together, unifying disparate pieces into a whole. The grout of a community takes years to lay and settle. Grout happens in board meetings and committee meetings and endless emails and slow-moving institutions. It is in weekly potlucks shared by neighbors, a ride to church, and coffee in the social hall after worship. While the folks who show up for church only on Christmas and Easter will hopefully enjoy the beauty of the mosaic they find, they may never know the power of the grout that holds us through all the seasons of life. We help to make the grout when we learn each other's names and when we reach out across generational divides. We help to make the grout when we show up on Sunday morning without having to check first to see if we're interested in the sermon topic. When a newborn arrives to be blessed by the community, it is the grout that enables us to welcome them. And it is in the grout that we rest when we gather to grieve and memorialize a beloved one who has died. Hold us, O grout. Gather us in through time and space and make all our broken pieces whole in community. In our multiplicity, make us one. From each of our jagged edges, give us the shape of a communal beauty. I would like to invite you all now to sit back, close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so, and just spend a moment in silent contemplation of all the ways that you are connected to the USNH community. And Bill will play us out.
So now is your opportunity for a second connection, or maybe I should say grout. So you have 1 minute total, and what you're going to do is learn a little bit more about the same person, go a little deeper with the same person that you talked to earlier, wait a minute, and what you're going to ask is, did you grow up in an organized religion, and if so, what? Total of a minute. Okay, I hate to do this, but the minute is up. The minute is up, folks. This is hard. How do I do it? The minute is up, and I'd like to welcome the choir to come forward, please. I've created a monster, but if the choir would come forward, that would signal a change in activity. Thank you.
Welcome again to the new members joining today. My name is Nicole Kirker-Stewart, and my pronouns are she and her. My husband Steve and I became members ourselves this past fall. I grew up as a Unitarian Universalist, but my husband was completely new to the faith. I was asked to share today what it means to feel welcomed and connected, specifically here at USNH. When we first came here in September, I was expecting to just observe from the back and possibly not talk to anyone. But when we walked in the door, we were greeted warmly by name by Jane and then Jesse, who both went completely out of their way to accommodate us and make us feel welcome. Despite having maybe 3 minutes left before the service, Jesse still took the time to give us a tour and make sure we knew where to go. When we sat down in the sanctuary, the first thing I noticed was the bilingual message in the hymnals, that children are a welcome and integral part of this congregation. This was very reassuring for us, since my husband and I were both nervous and had delayed attending, because we currently have 2 very energetic and rambunctious toddlers, who you may or may not have heard running around. But after that first service, multiple people came up to say hello and very kindly commented on how wonderful it was to hear children during the service. We appreciated everyone making the effort for us to feel accepted, comfortable, and welcome. There was also a reciprocal interest and curiosity we experienced when meeting people that day, and many of you made a point of ensuring that we were taken care of and accommodated. I think there's a vulnerability that accompanies the first time any of us enter into a new setting. In that moment, we're all looking for connection and to feel comfortable in an unfamiliar community. So the success with which we can achieve this for newcomers speaks to our ability to be genuinely welcoming. For me personally, my first time here ended up being 2 days after my mother had passed away. So I was feeling particularly unmoored and seeking a faith community. And thankfully, my husband and I experienced an instant connection here at USNH, and we're grateful that you all welcomed us so warmly and graciously. We look forward to getting to know each of you further, and also to assuming the role of welcomer now to our new members. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Amy Plapp, and my pronouns are she and hers. Let me get my choir music out of the way. I was asked to say a few words about welcoming today. I'm a relatively new member at USNH. My husband and I joined a little less than a year ago, although I've been UU for most of my life. And actually, like Nicole, my husband was not UU. And I took him to a UU church at some point, and no one could have been more surprised than I was about how well he took to it. It was great, so we're both UU now. Anyway, we moved here from Colorado in late 2021. And while we were absolutely clear about doing this, it has not always been easy. We're closer to family, but we left behind a community of people we knew well and who knew us well. Once we got here, we spent many months in a state of utter confusion, getting lost when we tried to drive anywhere without our phones, not being able to find simple items at the grocery store, and then, of course, the epic struggle to vote in Connecticut, which is not easy. In Colorado, it's really easy. Anyway, it was such a relief to come to USNH and find so much that was familiar. The little equal exchange chocolate in our little welcome packet, the grocery script for sale in the lobby, the hymnals, the name tags, the little basket to recycle your order of service, and of course, coffee hour. But also the bigger stuff, the UU children and youth who are both so innocent and so wise beyond their years, the worship themes, the small group ministry and the ongoing concern about justice, and an unexpected ministerial transition, which happened at each of our previous congregations as well. So we know the ropes. And we found some new things that were welcoming as well. We've never been to a UU church that's big enough to have a functioning choir, and they absorbed us right away. And the recent stewardship campaign, I've been involved in stewardship off and on for years, but it's been so nice to be part of a congregation that really pitched in and responded with generosity when it was needed. There's a culture of trust and respect here that I think is easy to take for granted, but after 22 years in the wilds of the mountain desert district of the UUA, it is balm to my UU soul. And finally, this might be minor, but I love it so much, the little butterfly garden out in the parking lot. There's a flower in there that grows in almost every place I've ever lived, and it's just a delightful little sanctuary all its own. And I can't tell you how many times I've taken that little detour on the way out to my car, and it just completes my Sunday experience. For me, being UU is really all about being welcomed, especially after this move, but really for much of my life. I've always wondered how people manage life's challenges and transitions without being part of a congregation. I can come here and try to be open to other people's experience and beliefs, and they in turn will try to be open to mine, and will be each other's companions along the way. What more of a welcome could you ask for?
My name's Joni Messner. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'd like to invite you to rise in body or spirit and join in singing hymn number 407. We're going to sit at the welcome table. I'm almost afraid to say it's time for the third connection, because I don't know how the heck I'm going to rope you back in after 2 minutes. But anyway, okay. So your third opportunity, you're going to talk with the same person, going a little bit deeper, learning about that person by asking, what is one place or experience where or when you felt really connected to something larger than yourself? Go. 2 minutes. 10-second warning. Okay, 2 minutes is up. And I'm going to invite Patrick to come up to the podium. Thank you all. I guess that was reasonably successful.
I know it's hard to stop, folks, but it's that time. You will get a chance to continue. Can you hear me? All right. All right, now it's time to extinguish the chalice in your order of service. I invite you to read along with me. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Okay. As a benediction, I'm going to read a short piece by Kathy Huff. Our time in this place may have ended, but our connection to each other in this community remains. Together, may we walk the path of justice, speak the words of love, live the selfless deed, trod gently upon the earth, and fill the world with compassion. Until we meet again, blessed be. All right, now you get a chance for your fourth connection. So after you leave the sanctuary, please spend a few minutes talking to a different person whom you don't know already, or deepen the conversation with the person you spoke to in the sanctuary. The connection team has a welcome table at the far corner of the hall, but let's make every table at USNH a welcome table and a place for satisfactory connections.